Hello friends, and welcome to another video. It's been a little while since I've updated you all on where I've been, so I thought before January is completely over, I would catch you up with my winter holidays. Mostly Thanksgiving and Solstice is what I'm going to be covering, what I have footage to show you. Thanksgiving, I ended up going down to my mom's house where I grew up to see family, and it was a lot. I don't have footage of the actual family gathering. I'm not used to being around people. I've been isolating for most of the past 2 years, working from home and having family gathered together. It was actually a really nice day, so we were able to eat outside and have more of like a socially distanced, safer outdoor event. Even though, Massachusetts in November, you don't often get that, but maybe global warming, we will be getting more of that, who knows. But before we got to my mom's house, what I do have footage of, we stopped at a beach along the way to just sort of breathe in some ocean air and watch the seagulls. You can see the Elizabeth Islands here on the horizon, and the closest one is Cutty Hunk. These islands jut out into the ocean southeast of Martha's Vineyard. After visiting the beach, I went to see my dad's grave, and he died in 2017, so it's been about 5 years now, and it's always strange to go to family events that he's not there. It's been 5 years. In the back of my mind, I kind of think about what his reaction to something is going to be, or what wise-ass comment is he going to have to say, but he's not. So we did stop at my dad's grave. He is buried in a Quaker cemetery. My parents converted after I had left for college. This cemetery at their meeting house has it's been around since about the mid-1700s, so a lot of these graves are very, very old. And then, went to visit my mom and my sisters and their kids and their kids' kids. So it was very crowded. There was a new baby in the family who was 3 months old at Thanksgiving, and she was not having it. And she was just basically screaming the entire time. So after most people left, my husband and I stayed for some quieter time with my mom. And one of the things that my mom loves doing is making wreaths. And so we went out to the field and we cut some branches of pine trees along the borders. It was supposed to be us making these swags to put on the porch with my mom's supervision, but my mom took over. My mom just made the swags. So she's very particular about what things go in what order.
Berries on here and maybe a few. They don't have to be like cookie cutter.
My mom's not thrilled that I took this footage of her flower beds that are not cleaned up for winter yet, but it's really homey to me, and all of her little ceramic animals in the yard and the eccentricities that I grew up with that have really kind of shaped my idea of what normal is, which is possibly not other people's idea of normal. I've run into that as I've grown older, is that my upbringing was unusual. So it was a really nice day, to spend out in the country, away from, my normal life. Coming back to Salem on Friday, this is the day after Thanksgiving, there's a big Salem tradition, and it's probably a tradition where you live as well, of the holiday tree lighting. It was a cold and rainy day, And the crowds were smaller than usual because of the weather, but we still got a pretty good turnout. The park where the tree is set up, if you've been to Salem, you know this park. It's where the Bewitched statue is, and tourists always take photos in front of the statue, so I'm sure you've seen it right in the center of downtown. And one of the things that you probably have missed if you've only come in October is all of our free little libraries around town. These get taken down in the tourist season because tourists tend to fill anything with a door with garbage. And so this is something you will have missed if they're all over town. Although you'd think Santa would be in charge of the tree lighting, it is actually our official drag queen, Gigi Gill, who is the master of ceremonies when it comes to the tree lighting. She also coordinates the decorations of the tree every year. So she kind of led the group coming back from the Hawthorne a couple blocks away towards the tree. Like I said, despite the rain, it was pretty packed. A lot of people stayed on the other side of the street just because there were so many people. And as you can see, the mayor, Santa, and Gigi really kind of share the spotlight for this event.
Are we ready for the countdown?
Yay!
No. Are we really ready for the countdown?
Yay!
So I need everybody to help me with the countdown. We're going to start with 10 and go backwards, but you have to yell really, really loud. Are we ready?
Yay!
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's another local holiday tradition that I think a lot of people who even live here in Salem aren't aware of, and that is the luminary lighting in North Salem. So this is a few blocks in the northwest part of town. They take bags with sand and real candles. They're not LED candles, these are real fire candles, and they line the streets. And neighbors kind of just walk through the streets and look at the lights. A lot of people put a lot of effort into decorating their houses, and parking is not allowed on the street, so you can get the best view of the lights. And it's really nice to just walk through these lit streets. The lights lead over to Green Lawn Cemetery. Green Lawn's a beautiful cemetery. It's full of trees, but at dark, with only some candles on the ground lighting the way, it is a little spooky. The path leads to the chapel, where inside they were singing carols, and outside they had food and drink set up. And you can see the camera jumps here because someone elbowed me quite hard as I was taking this footage and did not apologize. So some neighbors are nicer than others. And the last thing I want to show you is my solstice tree. This is the first year that I had a fake tree. I've always had a real tree, or I have taken branches and kind of made a tree-like object. But this is the first year I've had a fake tree. It was a hand-me-down from one of my neighbors. And there's good things and bad things about it, but I like that there's no needles all over the floor when I cleaned it up. The ornaments, some of them are very old. There's some old blown glass ornaments that were given to me by my mom. There are some new ornaments. There are some that have been given to me as presents from friends. This tree topper with the angel is actually the tree topper that my mom used when I was a baby, but obviously the Jack Skellington that she dances with is much newer, although still probably 20 years old at this point. I think that the ornaments I have on my tree tell a good story of the different sides of my personality. Some of them are very irreverent, some of them are more mystical. I just wanted to share that with you. I'd love to hear your stories about how you celebrated the holidays. Do you have any local traditions that you would like to tell me about? Please drop me a comment, and I will see you back soon. Thank you so much for watching.